The Apple Watch is different things to different people. For some, it's a step counter. For others, it's a way to keep track of notifications while keeping their phones tucked away. And for others, a way to track their workouts and other health metrics. For me, it's been a motivator, challenging me to stay fit and to get active. But whatever the Apple Watch is to you, the very fact that we have this on our person close to 24/7 just tells you that there is no other device more personal than this. Which is why, during its keynote last week, Apple made it a point to emphasize how the Apple Watch has saved lives by virtue of its features, but mainly also because it's the device we have on all the time. And it's why some of the biggest updates this year have to do with security features. But taking all of this into account, is the Apple Watch Series 8 the smartwatch that you should get? Hi, I'm MICHAELJOSH, your gadget matchmaker, and over the last decade, I've made it my job to show people around the world that tech can be easy, fun, and exciting. On this channel, I give you special access to the products I review, the events I attend, and all the exciting people I get to meet along the way. And most importantly, I help you find the right gadget to match your needs. This is my Apple Watch Series 8 review. Before we dive into our review, let's cover some basics. The Apple Watch comes in two main flavors, aluminum or stainless steel. There used to be a titanium model, but that's now reserved for the Apple Watch Ultra, which we'll be covering in a separate video, coming real soon. This year, the aluminum Apple Watch comes in Midnight, Starlight, Silver, and Product Red. Notice last year's colors, blue and green, are noticeably missing, in favor of more basic colors, which, to be honest, even if I'm a fan of blue, I'm not mad about. Last year, despite my large collection, I stopped changing bands because my blue watches were harder to pair bands with. Meanwhile, the stainless steel model comes in gold, silver, or graphite. There are two sizes, 41 and 45 millimeters, and you can get either an Apple Watch with or without cellular connectivity. My review device is the aluminum model in Midnight, which still has hints of blue. And it pairs well with this cool new blue Nike Sport Loop. There are also two exciting new Hermes bands, Gourmet Metal and H Diagonal. Both are really nice, which I'm hoping to pick up and feature in a separate video. Pricing is the same this year as it's been for a while, starting at $399 and $429 for the 41 and 45 millimeter aluminum watches respectively. Cellular is an additional $100 more. Meanwhile, it's $649 and $749 for the stainless steel models. Those come with cellular connectivity by default. Now, very briefly, to help you pick the right one, apart from being cheaper, aluminum is also lighter, and its matte finish is less prone to scratching, unless you fall on stairs and scratch it like Chai did. But its glass is more susceptible to hairline scratches. Meanwhile, the stainless steel model looks more premium, but expect its finish to scuff over time. Here's what my year-old stainless steel watch looks like. But on the flip side, its sapphire front crystal means the top glass is scratch resistant. Apple Watch Series 8 comes with a bunch of new features, all of which I'll be covering in this video. But in this chapter, let me first focus on three new features that I just can't review. One important new feature I hope I never have to use is crash detection. Basically, in the event of a car crash, sensors on your Apple Watch can detect that a crash has indeed taken place. It will then prompt the user and ask if they're all right, both visually and with a loud beep. If the watch gets no response in 10 seconds, it will call 911 and send an SMS to your emergency contact. Now, this feature could actually save lives. The other feature that I can't test is enhanced cycle tracking. It has nothing to do with a bicycle, but instead, menstruation. Wait, can I say that on YouTube? The new Apple Watch Series 8 has temperature sensors built in, one under the display and one under the back crystal. This allows the watch to provide better predictions when it comes to a woman's menstrual cycle based on dips in her baseline temperature. It can also tell when a woman is ovulating, so there's no more need to manually input when a woman gets her period and to make assumptions when she's most fertile. Of course, the temperature sensors on the Apple Watch can benefit us men too. There could be many reasons why our temperature may dip or shoot up from our baseline temperature. Maybe you were drinking the night before, or maybe you're getting sick. My Aura Ring does a similar thing, and it's thanks to these temperature sensors that the NBA used them to flag the potential onset of COVID symptoms in some of their athletes. Like the Aura Ring, the Apple Watch will not alert you about sudden changes though, but you can access the data on the Health app. It just needs 5 days worth of data to measure your baseline temperature after you first use it. One final feature of the Apple Watch Series 8 that I can't test right now because it's coming soon is international roaming. I have the cellular Apple Watch and I use it primarily so that I can go on runs without my iPhone. Later this fall, even if you don't have your phone with you, you can roam with your Apple Watch as long as your carrier supports it. Before we continue, a brief message from this video's sponsor. New is one of the leaders in smart electric mobility. They make e-motorcycles, e-scooters, e-bikes, and kick scooters. And today, we're checking out the KQi2 Pro. It's one of the lightest and most portable in their lineup. It goes up to 17.4 miles per hour, and with its 300-watt battery, the range is up to 24.9 miles. We've used the KQi2 Pro for a few weeks now, and I personally use it a lot when running errands, or when I just want to ride around my neighborhood on a beautiful day like today. One thing I like about it is that it's got 15% bigger tires at 10 inches and a wider deck than other scooters of this size, so it's more stable through bumps and uneven roads. The handlebar is also a bit wider, so riding is more comfortable. Oh, and I love the headlight, dubbed Halo Light, which offers visibility of up to 65 feet. You could never be too safe riding a scooter in a busy city like New York. The KQi2 Pro comes in white and gray. The white one, which is what we have, reminds me of stormtroopers. It's sleek and understated, but definitely stands out among other generic-looking scooters. There's also a built-in grip tape. Make life electric. New offers a 2-year battery life warranty and promises up to 500 charging cycles, which is great to know since battery life is essential on e-scooters. If you think the new KQi2 Pro is your ride match, I'll put all the details down below so that you can purchase one. One of the biggest complaints about the Apple Watch is battery life. Not because it doesn't last the whole day, because it does. And in my time testing out the Series 8, it lasts just as long as my Series 7. But if you also want to track your sleep, when do you charge your Apple Watch? I always recommend right before you take a shower, or if you intend on sitting at your desk for an extended period of time. The Series 8, like the Series 7, has fast charging. So for example, I wanted to go for my run, but my watch was already at 3%. Experience tells me 10% of battery life is all I need for a 30-minute run, so I fast charged my watch for 10 minutes, and I got to 21%, which is more than enough. Let's play back that clip again, and you might wonder, why didn't you just use that Nomad charging stand in the background? Well, that's because not all chargers are fast chargers. The one that's included in the box is though. But I get it. We all want the Apple Watch to last longer. And on the Series 8, Apple doesn't necessarily address it, but it's offered a workaround. Low power mode, just like on your iPhone. To activate it, swipe up, tap the battery percentage indicator, and flick the digital switch for low power mode. If your watch dips below 10%, just like on the iPhone, it will also prompt you to turn it on. Turning it on basically doubles the battery life of your Apple Watch. But of course, it comes at a cost. So, what works and what won't when you have low power mode turned on? If you're like me and are obsessed with closing your rings, don't worry, activity tracking will still work. So do other features like fall detection and manual tracking of your workouts. What won't work are the always-on display, meaning you have to raise your watch to see the time, just like on older Apple Watches. Background heart rate measurements and heart rate notifications don't work, background blood oxygen measurements, and automatic workout tracking. Meaning if you forgot to start a workout, you won't get a notification saying, hey, are you working out? And then you can get back all that data that you forgot to log. If you have a cellular Apple Watch and your iPhone isn't nearby, it will also turn off Wi-Fi and cellular connections, but it will go online periodically to retrieve your notifications. I think it's once an hour. The Apple Watch Series 8 runs watchOS 9 out of the box, but older Apple Watch will also be able to get this upgrade. Two of the most important new watchOS 9 features are things that I actually requested in last year's Apple Watch Series 7 review. The first is more advanced sleep tracking. Now you can dive in to see sleep stages, meaning how much of it was deep sleep, how much was REM, and so on. And according to one of my favorite sleep scientists on YouTube, the Quantified Scientist, Apple's algorithms are some of the most accurate compared to an actual EEG machine. So I guess you could say the reason why Apple took so long was because they wanted to get it right first. The other big watchOS 9 feature that I requested for is for runners like me. Now, while working out, I can track my heart rate zone. There's also something called pace tracking. On watchOS 9, when you start an outdoor run, there are many more different options to choose from, depending on what you're hoping to achieve. To show you that new feature, today I'm going to use Pacer. We're gonna go in and set 3 miles, and then an average pace of about 940 per mile. And I'm off. So I fell off a pace earlier and the watch buzzed in my hand. And then when I looked, there was a notification that told me I had fallen off of my desired pace. So after that first run, I only got one pace alert at the start of the run when I was falling below my target pace. I wanted to try it again and make sure that it wasn't me. So I restarted the watch. I went for another 10-minute run, and I did get 2 alerts. The first time when I was running above pace, and then when I slowed down and was below my target pace. After that, I didn't get any more alerts, and I think that's a little bit problematic. Whenever I train for a race, I use the Garmin Forerunner 745, and that's one of the reasons why this was also a wish list for the Apple Watch. Now, what it does is it tells you to run for 30 minutes at this pace or at this range, and then another 30 minutes at this range. And I think it would be great if on the Apple Watch you can actually set a range, because you're not going to be able to maintain a specific pace exactly the whole time. But I would also like it to alert me not just once or twice, but every time I fall within that range. We ran 3 miles in 29:47, but as you can see, my average pace is below my target 9:56. After my run, I can also go in and see stats like cadence, vertical oscillation, ground contact time, and stride length. Information I used to only be able to get on a more runner-specific smartwatch. Finally, and this one wasn't on my wish list, but is cool nonetheless, there's a redesigned compass app that includes a new hybrid view that is a compass with stats like incline, elevation, and coordinates presented digitally. Really useful is the BackTrack feature, which lets you drop breadcrumbs along the way so you can easily find your way to your campsite or even your car in a parking lot. And what better way to test it out than going to an actual parking lot. Behind me is a parking lot of a neighborhood supermarket. It's not as big as, say, an IKEA, but it'll do the trick. I'm gonna put on some blindfolds. I will start a BackTrack, and once she takes me to our designated car, she will leave a waypoint like this. And then she's going to walk me blindfolded to the entryway of the supermarket, where I will use the BackTrack feature to find my way back to our car. I have this little face mask from Qatar Airways, so I'll put it on right now. Is this the craziest thing I've ever done for a video?
Okay.
This is it?
You made it.
Okay. Can I take it off now? Okay, we made it to the front of the supermarket. I am now, oh. While following this red dot is fun, all these zigzag lines show me all the steps that I've taken. So what you could also do is tap here, look for your car, select, and then now it'll tell you 82 feet ahead, it's to your left, it's behind you, it's to your right, and then now it's easier to kind of navigate to your car. So it's telling me it's 84 feet straight ahead. 72, 69, to your right, says you have arrived. Is this it? Found it, found it. Now that took longer than necessary. Of course, if you were to park your car, you would know which car it was exactly. But suffice to say, it works. A couple of things, this will not work indoors. It requires GPS, meaning you'll need a line of sight to a global positioning satellite. Number two, if you were in the woods, this would probably be the perfect way to find maybe your campsite if you get lost. While you can manually mark waypoints, breadcrumbs, the watch will also automatically add them for you if it detects that you are off-grid. So, is the Apple Watch Series 8 your gadget match? If you're an iPhone user, then the Apple Watch is the most logical next step or next purchase, apart from maybe a pair of AirPods. And I can't stress enough how much it's changed my life. Fitness Plus is its perfect complement, and over the last few years, it's kept me fit regardless of the season. If you're looking to make improvements to your overall holistic health, then this is a great device for that too. From reminders to meditate, wind down, sleep tracking, health tracking, and fitness tracking, as well as a gamified system involving rings and notifications from friends. For example, one night while lounging on the couch, I got a notification that my friend Justine closed her rings, while I hardly made any progress to them. So, bright and early the next day, guess what? I went for a run. Day 3, took a break for the iPhone event, but I'm back, 5 minutes in, feeling good. Also, testing out the new Apple Watch Series 8. Lap number 2, 20 minutes in, hoping to get to 30 today. Lungs are painful, but I'm at a slower pace. I think trying not to look at my watch too much because seeing my stats gives me anxiety. All right, catch up with you later. A few years ago, I bought Apple Watches for my parents because I love that it's collecting health data about them and can notify them in case something's up. My mom once sent me this text. She says she was lying down and did a sudden flip, and all of a sudden her watch sounded an alarm and asked her if she fell and if she was okay. Finally, if you're a fashionista, the Apple Watch is a versatile accessory and can pair with many different outfits. Speaking of, I'm actually working on a fall outfit inspiration video all styled with the Apple Watch. That video is coming soon. So what I'm saying is, if you don't own an Apple Watch yet, now's the time to get one. But if you own an Apple Watch Series 6 or 7, I think you can wait another year or two to upgrade. Or if you're like me and have outgrown my Apple Watch in pursuit of more advanced, more extreme features, then perhaps switch to the Apple Watch Ultra, which launches later in October. And that was our Apple Watch Series 8 review. If you like videos like this one, you know the drill, folks. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit that bell icon so that you get notified as soon as we post new videos. Follow me on social media for all the behind the scenes fun stuff. And as always, for news and updates, make GadgetMatch.com your daily habit. Until the next video, I'm MICHAELJOSH. Thanks for dropping by.